So the Street Fighter beta is finally over, and I got a lot to talk about. I learned a lot about the game and about myself playing this beta. So first off, let's talk about what the beta actually gave us. You could enter the Battle Hub, and you could enter ranked matches and player matches, as well as just the cabinets that you could sit down and play with people, which was really fun. I spent most of my time doing that. You also had Extreme Battle, which had a bunch of different modes, way more than what the demo gave us. So that was pretty cool. Although a lot of people weren't playing those. They preferred to play real matches, I guess. But they were still really fun. And then there was the Game Center, where I believe the first day was Final Fight, and then second day was Magic Sword, which I actually played through and put on my second channel as part of Capcom Month. That was an unplanned video. And then I think the third day they had Street Fighter 2. And since it was the arcade version of Street Fighter 2, it was extremely hard. But anyway. So yeah, it's fun. There's also a tournament mode, which I did play a little bit of. The only thing there is that you kind of had to sign up for these tournaments like an hour before they happen, and then you got to wait an hour until it actually happens. And every time I entered a tournament, there would be at least half the people that didn't show up. So I would always advance to like round two automatically, just because people didn't show up. So yeah, it's a little weird. We'll see how that works in the real game. There's also a section that said coming soon. There's a place where you can buy outfits for your avatar, which weirdly enough, you had to create a new avatar. You couldn't use the one from the demo, which they said that you can actually use in the full game, so it was kind of weird having to make a character again, but whatever. And so it was a decent amount of content for a beta. So let's get on to the actual fights and the game mechanics and stuff. I had a lot of really great fights throughout this beta. I pretty much almost exclusively used Ryu because he's the only character I knew how to play from the demo. And there's no training mode in this, unfortunately. The only way you could get any training time in is if you sat down at a cabinet and nobody challenged you, which wouldn't last very long. The only time I could do it is when I tried to sit down at Extreme Battle because no one wanted to do Extreme Battle. So I would actually get some time with other characters. I played a little bit of Ken, a little bit of Kimberly. Kimberly is really fun. I still have no idea how to use her, but I've seen people use her, and I got to use her a little bit, and she is going to be fun. Once the full game comes out and I actually get some chance to train with her and everything, she's going to be really fun. And I bet a lot of the other characters are going to be really fun, too. So, as far as the mechanics, I gotta say, the defensive options you have in this game, like the parries and especially the drive impact, are a godsend. Because the problem with Street Fighter V is that you could go all offense, and there's nothing you could do about it, really. There was no defensive options in that game for a lot of characters, and it was just all about offense. But here, you can't go full on offense. I actually was playing this Luke character, I remember, and this Luke player, I should say, and he was going all offense, just nonstop offense, and I'm like, oh man, this is hard. I'm having trouble dealing with him. But then I remembered, oh wait, I have defensive options. So I would start using my defensive options like the parry and the drive impact, and I would just smoke him. So I was like, oh yeah, these defensive options are really great additions to Street Fighter because it actually shuts down a lot of, aggressive play that Street Fighter V was so famous for. But you also can't spam it because it takes, drive gauge. So if you spam it too much, you'll go into burnout and then you can't defend at all. And you really do not want to go into burnout. That is a really bad state. And also, you do not want to get in the corner. The corner is bad, especially when playing up against someone like Kimberly or Ken, who can really be monsters in the corner. Yeah, it's not fun. So I couldn't help but notice one of the best things about this beta while I was playing is like I have not felt this sense of progression while playing in a long time. Like I was really getting better at the game as I was playing people and hitting rematch and all this other stuff. I was like, I'm getting better because I would like maybe lose 2 rounds to the same person, but then I would win the next 3 rounds straight because I was getting better. I was adapting to their play style and adapting to their character and all that stuff. And it's like, man, losing is actually the best thing that could happen to me in this game because I'm learning, I've actually had to stop a lot of my bad habits and stuff that would keep getting me punished and all this other stuff as I kept playing. And it's like, yeah, you know what? That's how you really do play these games. I never go online, in fighting games usually, so I'm just fighting the computer, and the computer can always be exploited, and they always have stuff that they kind of fall for, and you can eventually learn how they play and stuff. But that goes out the window when you're fighting players because they are not computers; they are people, and they actually think and can adapt to you a lot better and stuff, and you can adapt to them. So it was really fun. The sense of progression that I got while playing this game was great, and I can't wait to do that for other characters. And I did a couple of ranked and player matches, but and I gotta say, the stability of this beta was really good. Like out of all the matches I had, which was a lot, I think there's only one or two where the lag was noticeable, and it was never with the cabinet matches. Those seemed to run really well. It was only when I got into this one player match where I was maybe fighting somebody from another country. I don't know because this is crossplay and stuff, so I don't know what was going on there. And even then, it wasn't the worst I've ever experienced, but it was very noticeable. But we did manage to finish the match and everything. So, and they do give you an out. There is a way where you, if you hold start, you can ask for the other player to be like, "Hey, this is not working. Can we just do a no contest and there's no penalty for anybody?" And they can say yes or no. So it is. It does kind of suck that they can say no. It's like, no, this is how I play. This is what we're doing. This is all I can get. But there's at least the possibility that they'll be like, yeah, this stinks. Let's stop. So that is good. At least there is that. There's an out. But yeah, I was surprised. I of course, like a lot of people, were like, "Is all this stuff going to work at launch, considering everything that's being balanced and stuff? You know, all the stuff going on." And it does. It does work. Color me impressed. I don't play a lot of fighting games, but online, but I know that a lot of them have had trouble with stability. You know, rollback and all that stuff. A lot of them don't have that, so it's like, it's nice. It's nice that it works. I was really surprised. There's just a lot of good fights going on here, and I cannot wait for the full game. Not only for me to get my hands on all the other characters and actually learn them, but the whole world tour and everything like that is really good. It seems like it's going to be really fun. I put so many hours into Street Fighter 4, and like hundreds of hours. And I don't know how much I'm going to be putting into this game, because this is already shaping up to be probably my favorite Street Fighter of all time, which is a high bar to set, because Street Fighter 4 was really good, but Street Fighter 4 did not have a world tour mode. And I remember going back, because, you know, been on a bit of a Street Fighter kick, you know, going back and playing a lot of other Street Fighter games and stuff like that. This one feels just so good. It feels really good. So, how many of you out there have played the beta, and what are your opinions on it? My opinion overall is very positive. I didn't play anybody who was like super high level or anything. Most people I played were on my level, although sometimes I did fight somebody who was way weaker than me. Clearly, probably picking up a Street Fighter game for the first time, because they didn't even know how to properly like combo and everything like that. So yeah, occasionally I would fight a total new player, but for the most part, most people were on my level, maybe slightly stronger, because yeah, occasionally I would get blown out, but sometimes, you know, I said I would do some rematches, then I blow them out. You know, it's all about learning. You know, I was learning. I was, you know, download complete, as they say, eventually. So it's really fun. Had a lot of great matches with people. Everyone seemed to be having a lot of, you know, a lot of fun. You know, so this is turning out to be a really good launch, really great game we got here. But we'll wait and see for the actual release. Yeah, so until then, I guess I'll see you next time. How about you guys enjoy the rest of this match?
Final round.